Right now at 6, Governor Tony Evers takes a stand on healthcare tax credits, what he discussed as enrollment approaches.
And SNAP benefit uncertainty, how the La Crosse community is responding.
Watching WKDT La Crosse, this is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Emily Brown.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. Day 27 of the government shutdown showdown, and it's causing fear for thousands in Wisconsin as their SNAP benefits end Saturday.
So what will people do? News 8 Now's Grace Monk has a look at one fix.
With SNAP benefits set to expire this weekend, La Crosse residents are working to stock little food pantries like this one across town. Over 700,000 Wisconsinites won't receive food share benefits on Saturday. Families on SNAP receive an average of $177 per month for groceries. Janice Hosworth and her neighbors work to keep the Washburn pantry stocked all year. She says it's great to see people stepping up and hopes they'll continue the effort after the shutdown ends.
Just like everybody else, their checks don't stretch. Okay? From payday, to payday, they still need this food, or they have kids, or they have unexpected family stop by. It's a lot of different reasons why people use it.
Hosworth says she usually stocks a pantry with non-perishable food items and hygiene products. You can find a list of Little Pantry locations on our website. Reporting in La Crosse, Grace Monk, News 8 Now.
Governor Tony Evers taking on the Affordable Care Act tax credits. He did it during a virtual discussion today. It's a big sticking point in the shutdown. The tax credits make premiums affordable for millions of Americans. Now, the credits don't expire until December, but Democrats want to see them extended before enrollment begins Saturday.
And you know who's going to get hurt the most? Our middle-class families, retirees, small business owners, and anybody that's self-employed, including our farmers and families.
Senator Tammy Baldwin and Representatives Gwen Moore and Mark Pocan, all Democrats, took part in the discussion.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz announcing $4 million in emergency funding for food shelves. Each food shelf and tribal nation will get a base amount of $5,000. The rest of the money will be distributed based on need. Right now, over 440,000 Minnesotans rely on SNAP.
As this continues to go on, it will become much more of a crisis. And it may not feel like a crisis to some folks if you're not depending on all these different services, but it will eventually all start to come home.
Walz also said the goal is to get the money out as soon as possible before the next round of grocery benefits is set to go out.
A Sparta teacher accused of child abuse is out on bond. Melanie Hinz appeared via video today for her hearing. Hinz works at Southside Early Learning Center. She's accused of slapping a 5-year-old special education student during gym. The judge set a $10,000 signature bond with no contact conditions. The school says Hinz remains on administrative leave.
Hey, News 8 Now update. Charges were filed against 19-year-old Benjamin Schneider. He allegedly shot his brother 3 times on October 1st in La Crosse. The shooting happened after Schneider allegedly pointed a gun at his father during what family described as a mental health episode. The victim survived.
The La Crosse Public Library closed early today. A celebration of life was held to honor children's librarian Medora Nelson Ferris. The drop-in event was in the library's lower level auditorium. Nelson Ferris was killed in a hit and run last month.
We wanted to give the family some time to get a chance to see the impact that she had as a librarian here, the lives she changed through her, nothing short of magical children's programming, and just her impact on the community. She was a truly incredible woman, and she's very missed, and we'll feel her loss for a very long time here.
Normal library hours will resume tomorrow.
Well, really a fantastic Monday, too, with temperatures getting back up into the upper 50s and low 60s in many areas with a light wind and plenty of sunshine. Unfortunately, that's going to change a little bit for Tuesday, but overall, here's your high temperatures, upper 50s near low 60s, a little bit above average. We should be more in kind of the low to mid 50s for most areas this time of year. So all in all, Sunday and Monday were fairly nice. Now this evening, no issues to speak of. A few clouds begin to approach 47, so still fairly decent for this time of year. And for Eau Claire, similar story. Cloud cover will slowly increase, but overall quiet conditions getting back down to about 45 as you get to 10 p.m. Now as we look at overall, the thing that we're watching is the conditions conditions that are going to be out to the southeast or southwest of us. I don't have the image there for you, but otherwise we'll kind of break down the rain chances as we go for Tuesday, who gets it, who doesn't, and then what's the rest of the forecast look like. More importantly, what the end of the week looks like, because we got the holiday coming up.
We sure do. Thanks, Greg. The city of La Crescent is celebrating the installation of 61 rooftop solar panels at the Aquatic Center. A ribbon-cutting ceremony held to mark the completion of the project, funded in part by a Solar on Public Buildings grant that covered 60% of the equipment costs.
In the summer, when demand is highest for electricity, typically when this building is in full operation is when the panels produce the most electricity, so that really helps both the local facility and the regional, statewide and upper MISO energy grid to balance out peak demand for electricity.
That initiative will lower greenhouse gas emissions and lower the building's energy costs.
Portions of Forest Hills parking lot are being repaved. The course and trails will remain open, but city officials say entering and exiting the facility may be affected. No word on the duration of the project. In Eau Claire, drivers pay attention. Alternate side parking starts on Saturday. It goes from midnight to 7 a.m. The parking rule lasts until May 1st, even if there is no snow.
Coming up tonight, American soybean farmers could see a major boost, the new trade framework between the U.S. and China.
And Hurricane Melissa strengthens to a Category 5 storm as it approaches Jamaica. How residents are preparing.
Tomorrow morning, if you're planning to fly for the holidays, there's a right time to buy your plane ticket, why healthcare costs are going up and workplace laws are changing fast. We're joined by an attorney ahead of a local seminar.
Right now, U.S. Cellular makes it easy to switch and to get $1,100 off any phone with no trade-in.
No trade-in? But we're willing to trade in our teeth.
Nope, you don't have to trade your teeth in or an old phone.
I like that.
Yeah, your parents get an amazing deal.
I almost lost this one.
Yeah, you get to leave your tooth under your pillow.
For me, it's tooth fairy time.
Get $1,100 off any phone with no trade-in, and we'll pay off your current contract when you switch. U.S. Cellular, now part of T-Mobile.
We've got an important milestone here to celebrate. As you know, our family has been providing other families with affordable flooring for 60 years. Whether it's vinyl, hardwood, laminate, tile, or carpet, we've offered a wide variety of flooring that stands up to the biggest messes.
And we know messes.
Speaking of which, who started in on the cake?
Don't look at me.
Seal and Skirt Plan, where #1 priority is you. Stop in today.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain. It just hurts all the time. It feels like your foot is squeezing on itself. When I drove past the Good Feet store, I thought, I'm gonna stop in. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support for my feet that were personally fitted just for me. Then it was like, okay, this is something special. These make a difference.
See for yourself with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
To everyone who believes in Midwest magic, you'll always find it here at Culver's. Not that kind of magic.
Midwest magic turns fresh, never frozen beef into a juicy butter burger.
And transforms farm fresh dairy into the creamiest custard you've ever had.
Ta-da! But it's not just what we serve, it's how we serve it.
With a warm welcome and a little extra love.
Love. Love in every bite.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious!
Yeah.
Back on the government shutdown, nearly 500,000 federal workers missed their first full paycheck on Friday.
Yeah, this week thousands more are expected to not be paid. Olivia Rinaldi has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Thank you. Federal workers lined up at a food stand from World Central Kitchen in Washington, D.C. Monday to pick up donated meals after missing their first full paychecks on Friday.
It's nice to have organizations kind of step up and provide relief and support.
Humberto Lopez has been furloughed from the Department of Defense. With no end in sight, he says the shutdown has left a bad taste in his mouth.
It seems like, the guys across the hill playing games, and the rest of us are hurting.
The largest union of federal government employees released a statement Monday saying it's time to pass a clean continuing resolution and end this shutdown today.
I think it is the breaking point, and so something has to happen and something has to give.
Now the Senate is back in session, but there are no signs of a breakthrough. Democrats continue to hold out for those extensions to health care subsidies, but Republicans refuse to budge.
Republicans have shut down the government because they are unwilling to provide affordable health care to the American people.
If this was really what this is about, the Democrats would be voting to reopen the government so that we could actually engage in a serious discussion about rising health care costs.
Adding to this pressure, air traffic controllers will miss their paychecks Tuesday. The FAA says staffing shortages led to major flight delays over the weekend. Thousands more of those delays continued Monday, although some are weather-related. Olivia Rinaldi, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent outlined the framework for a U.S.-China trade deal. It's to avoid imposing an additional 100% tariff on Chinese imports. Bessent says one component of the framework would be that China will make substantial purchases of U.S. soybeans. President Trump will meet with China's leader Xi Jinping on Thursday in South Korea during the last stop on his Asia trip.
Sean Diddy Combs' release date from prison has been set. According to the Federal Bureau of Prisons, Combs is expected to be released May 8th, 2028. He was convicted on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. However, the jury acquitted him of more serious charges, including sex trafficking and racketeering, which could have carried a life sentence. Combs was sentenced to just over 4 years. His release date reflects time already served, with about a year behind bars since his arrest in September of 2024.
Hurricane Melissa strengthens to a Category 5 storm as it approaches Jamaica tonight. The powerful hurricane threatens the island with winds over 160 miles per hour and torrential rain. Residents are rushing to board up homes and gather emergency supplies as authorities warn of extensive damage. The National Hurricane Center predicts life-threatening flash flooding and landslides across the island.
There is a lot of rainfall that is projected. We all have to be very, very careful and be prepared for the worst.
The storm already proved deadly while crossing Haiti and the Dominican Republic. Officials warn no part of Jamaica will escape the hurricane's impact.
In Oklahoma City, check this out. A Tesla's dash cam catching the moment a military plane almost hit traffic during a crash landing. Luckily, no one was hurt. That crash is still being investigated. We will have more news ahead.
But first.
Yeah, unfortunately, some will get some rain on Tuesday, others just clouds too. So we'll break out who's going to get it, who won't, and then what the temperatures look like throughout the rest of the week. That all coming up on your First Warn Weather Update after the break.
During the Veterans Day sale at Home Furniture, get up to an extra 15% off sale prices. Right now, this sectional is just $29.49. Plus, get 3 years special financing. And Christmas decor is 50% off. The Veterans Day sale, now at Home Furniture.
At Johnson Tractor, we know farming is.
Get ready for the holidays and save money during our fall sale at Interior Designs Holman. All of our carpets are on sale. You'll save money and get more for free. Free measuring and estimates in your home. Free furniture moving, even that heavy couch and king-size bed. Free removal of your old carpet and padding, and we'll recycle it. Free life of carpet labor warranty for as long as you own the carpet. All at the lowest prices of the year and 12 months no interest financing. Save money and get more for free during the biggest carpet sale of the year going on now at Interior Designs Holman.
Not everyone calls me coach. The most important people call me dad. As a parent, I want to teach my kids the value of bringing their best minds and hearts to everything and everyone. As examples of what that means in action, I often point to the care teams at Amplify Health. These pros go all in service to the well-being of others. Their parents should be very proud.
My experience with Gruber Law Offices, it's one call, that's all. You make one phone call and the rest is handled for you.
I only really did one thing, and that was call them.
To me, one call, that's all literally means one call, that's all.
It's real, and they're everything they, make themselves out to be.
We didn't have to do nothing but make that one call, and he took care of the rest.
Gruber Law Offices, one call, that's all.
When Gruber Law Offices says one call, that's all, they mean it.
Sleep deeply, live boldly on a Prana Sleep's ultra-luxurious mattress exclusively at Home Sleep Express. The perfect balance of support and pressure-relieving comfort. Right now, get up to an extra 15% off Prana Sleep mattresses only at Home Sleep Express.
Yeah, we definitely have some rain coming for some, but really it's going to be a sharp gradient, and that's what we mean by gradient, and a sharp cutoff between those who get some tomorrow and those who just see cloud cover. And it's all a result of the system that's out in the plains that begins to move east. Now this shows you cloud cover. It's a little 3D look too, with the yellows and reds actually popping up a little bit higher. Those could be thunderstorms too. All rain so far with this one, but some of the Nebraska area and those areas might see a little bit of change over to snow as we're getting into that time of year with the cold air behind the system does start producing a little snow. So all we're going to do this evening and overnight pretty much is get this cloud cover to increase, but it's going to remain dry. So we're going to skip all the way ahead to about 9:30 because the morning commute's just going to be dry with just cloud cover and a southeast wind. By the time we get to 9:30, the shield of rain really is going to be somewhere Twin Cities down to Mason City. It could be far east as where I depicted, or it might be a little bit further west. All in all, it should be dry for most of the area. Now when we get closer to noon, that's when it kind of itches a little bit east, but this front stalls, so it just depends on how far east this rain can actually make it. At around the 4 to 5 p.m. time frame, I think this is the closest it's probably going to get to La Crosse if it gets this far east, and basically just hugging the Mississippi River as you go further north. Unlikely Eau Claire is going to see much in the way, maybe a sprinkle or two, but most of it will be to the west of it. Now, as we go into the evening, there's going to be a low to the south, well south, we're talking Missouri here. It's going to start wrapping some moisture up, so it's going to pull some of this back to the north. And I think this is another opportunity after the evening commute. You might see a little of this precipitation work its way back north. Now, there's a good chance it also could be pushed further west, and we might miss this too, or it might not develop. But this is an opportunity for some light rain as it pushes north, and it's going to start to fall apart. So Eau Claire, I don't think we're going to see some of this because by the time we get later in the night, it falls apart and begins to sink back to the southeast. And therefore, going into Wednesday, the good news is cloud cover, but you see this clearing line, it'll start pushing from the southeast back to the, northeast back to the southwest throughout the morning. So the morning will start with some clouds, especially further west to the river you go, but there should be a lot of afternoon sunshine too for your Wednesday. Now the rain amounts, this kind of shows you really the cutoff. So there could be potentially well over a ½ inch as you go closer to Mankato, but if it drops off much less as you go further east, and here's that little bit of activity that may creep up from the southeast as we go toward Tuesday evening. Any amounts east of the river are probably going to be less than a tenth. Even west of the river, you're probably going to give you a tenth, maybe 2/10. You've really got to get to Rochester westward to where you get more significant amounts. We're talking more than a ½ inch. So once again, this event, some rain, a lot of areas won't see it. Overnight lows, 40s, but if you go further east where the cloud cover takes a little bit longer to get, probably low to mid 30s. Then as we go to tomorrow, overall, still very seasonal conditions, just cooler than we had today with the cloud cover, but these are pretty much where we should be, so low to mid 50s for the most part. Going into Wednesday's highs, we're looking at more sun, so overall, not much of a difference. We're just going to see more sun than we saw for Tuesday, so still about seasonal average. And then Thursday, we're going to have more clouds come back in, a little bit cooler, not far from average, so we're looking at low to mid 50s. Dry conditions. Now for Halloween, we do have a little bit of a system passing to the north as we get towards Friday evening, Friday night. So the day should be pretty much dry as I think 50s for most areas, but during the evening you get back in the 40s, and there is a few showers potentially if we go north of Eau Claire, and that chance increases a little bit Saturday. So that we'll have to keep an eye on. But that would be light, if anything, too. So that's the good story for going into Halloween is fairly quiet. We do get cooler for the weekend. You see 48 there on Saturday, so mid-40s or even low 40s further north. And that system that comes Sunday, it's going to be cold enough. I think some areas north of Eau Claire will start seeing maybe a mix of a little bit of precipitation going Sunday night. We're in the time of year where we're going to start seeing that, especially north of I-94.
Oh, we absolutely are.
Yeah,
all right, Greg, thanks very much. And coming up next in sports, starting out strong, Giannis already with some recognition for his play just 3 games into the season. Plus the Packers looked like true Super Bowl contenders on Sunday Night Football. We'll hear thoughts from both quarterbacks after the game. Jacob is next.
Is it time for new windows or doors? Contact the company who has done the research for you. The best windows and doors installed by the best people. Clear Choice Window and Home Solutions.
I'll give you 10 grand for it, and that's a great deal.
It's easy to take a bad deal when you don't know what you have.
$25,000 is a great personal injury settlement.
Do your research and object to anything less than the best. Call BGR.
Tired of the big box furniture stores advertising one ridiculous sale after another? When do you buy? Does the price go down tomorrow? At Economy Furniture, there's no need to wait for a sale when we have low prices every day. Plus, no one beats our selection of name brand furniture from Flex Steel, England, Best, Ashley, Therapeutic, and so much more. Everyday prices and great customer service. Economy Furniture, rocking and reclining since 1950.
In the Northland, we're gearing up for winter by owning the cold and never letting it slow us down. With winter-ready features that make it that much easier. The only right way to get out there this season is in a Ford SUV that can handle it all. Now get $4,000 bonus cash on a new 2025 Ford Escape. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
I have been working at Firefighters Credit Union for over 20 years and been in the mortgage business for 30 years. We get a lot of people that like to shop around, and I encourage people to shop around for mortgages. And the one thing that you hear over and over is that we're for real. What they hear on the commercials is what they see when they come and see any of our employees. All these things together are what make Firefighters Credit Union the team you can trust.
'Cause everybody's welcome at Firefighters Credit Union.
The lawyer you choose makes a difference because you get this one chance to get this right, and you want somebody that's going to fight for you and get you the resolution that you need. I'm so glad that I called BGR.
Covering all the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now Sports with Jacob Lenzendorf.
Well, how about that for a primetime football game? One of the most anticipated regular season contests in Packer history, featuring the teacher and the student Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love, ended in a 10-point Green Bay win. Matt LaFleur might have to start writing a book on halftime speeches because, again, Green Bay looked flat in the first half, and then the team turned it up a notch in every facet of the game after the intermission, as they'd go on to outscore the Steelers 28-9 in the second half. The offense was efficient on the ground and through the air, and the defense made the necessary stops to give the team a great chance to win. It was a night that many won't forget for a while, including Aaron Rodgers and Jordan Love.
I thought J-Love played great, and he was super efficient. You know, he didn't get sacked, moved around really well, made some plays outside the pocket. Thought he played outstanding.
Yeah, man, it was quick. You know, just said good game. You know, obviously keep going for the rest of the season. Want him to stay healthy, and you know, I got a lot of love for him. So it was very fun to go against him, and told him that I needed that jersey. We're gonna exchange those at a later time.
So there remains only 4 quarterbacks ever to have beaten every single team, as Rodgers' bid to become the 5th falls short. Packers now sit alone atop the NFC North with a 5-1-1 overall record. And from one NFC North quarterback to news on another, Carson Wentz, who started the last 5 games for the Vikings due to an injury to J.J. McCarthy, will miss the rest of the season with an injury of his own. The Vikings placing Wentz on the IR today as he'll undergo surgery on his left shoulder. He took all but 6 snaps last Thursday against the Chargers in a loss and sustained a dislocated shoulder that included a torn labrum and fractured socket. It's unknown who the quarterback will be for next week. And after a dominant start to the season where he averaged 36 points, 16 rebounds, and 7 assists per game, Giannis Antetokounmpo was named the Eastern Conference Player of the Week. He's the first player in NBA history to open up a season with 100 points, 40 rebounds, and 15 assists through just 3 games. Milwaukee off to a 2-1 start and will return to action tomorrow night at 7 against the Knicks on Peacock. Right when you think Giannis can't really get much better after last year, he does. But back to the Packers, just you can't get much better than that either.
No, that was a great game.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Jordan Love just dissected the Steelers defense.
Yeah.
And it was great after the very sluggish first half. You were kind of wondering if the offense was actually going to do anything.
Yeah, defense looked solid too, and just a very enjoyable viewing experience, I think.
Except for those jerseys.
I knew you were going to go there,
the
and
Steelers.
I 100% agree. Those are rough.
I'm surprised the Packers didn't get distracted with how ugly they were.
Also, too, it's interesting to note that he wants the different jersey, Love does, not the one that Rodgers was wearing last night because of how atrocious those were.
Yeah.
It's brutal.
Not great. Not great.
What were they thinking?
I don't know.
All right.
Thanks, Jacob.
All right, Greg has a final look at your forecast right after this.
Meeting you locally where you are online. Stay updated while you scroll. Follow us on Instagram at WKBT News 8.
Do you want to hear something really cool? This is the Amana S Series. Cool and efficient on the inside, quiet on the outside. Enjoy your outdoor space. Contact Flox Heating and Air Conditioning today.
In the Northland, we're gearing up for winter by owning the cold and never letting it slow us down. With winter-ready features that make it that much easier. The only right way to get out there this season is in a Ford SUV that can handle it all. For a limited time only, lease Bronco Sport for just $289 a month for 36 months. Only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
This one, Grandpa.
What are you drawing?
I draw me walking a dog if I had a dog.
Where's my donut?
I have no idea.
Savor life's sweetest moments with a 3-pack of premium donuts on sale for just $2.99.
Do you want to hear something really cool? This is the Amana S Series. Cool and efficient on the inside, quiet on the outside. Enjoy your outdoor space. Contact Flox Heating and Air Conditioning today.
Okay, overall, it's going to be dry tonight, 40s to around the 30s, and tomorrow, depending on where you are, we'll have rain west of the river, and even then it's light amounts, and east of the river, just a lot of cloud cover, so it just depends on where you're at. Going into Wednesday, more sunshine, still good temperatures. We'll start cooling back to maybe the low 50s or upper 40s by Halloween, but overall staying mostly dry, and then we have some showers coming back in for Sunday. But for the most part, Halloween still looks good.
Excellent. Hope it just stays that way.
All right, that does it for us tonight at 6.
And we'll see you back at 10.